On your mark, get set. We're riding on the internet, cyberspace, set free. Hello, virtual reality.
Interactive appetite, searching for a website, a window to the world, got to get online.
Take a spin, now you're in with the techno set. You're going surfing on the internet.
Yo, welcome back. DevGod here, back with another YouTube video, and today I'm going to be trying to open my modern websites and social media pages inside of Windows 95. Will I be able to do it? Will I fail? Only one way to find out. We're going to go ahead and see. Some of you who don't know, I'm a VTuber. I'm also a little bit of a web developer and content creator. So I decided it would be really fun to see like how would these 6 websites work inside of a Windows 95 virtual machine. I have my WordPress website right here, my own personal WordPress page I've made. I have like a Wikipedia page that I've kind of made for myself. I have like a little test like hello world with the H1 tag and P tags. This is basically to test out the basics of like how much Windows 95 can handle. And then I got my social media / like content creation pages. So I got my Twitch page for live streams, my YouTube page for like whatever random video ideas I come up with. And then my Twitter page. I don't really use Twitter that often, but I might as well just like throw it in there. So now we're going back in time. So now we're in Windows 95, specifically a Windows 95 virtual machine in Oracle Box, aka VirtualBox, Oracle Box, pretty much same thing. So one main thing to note is I did install like a 256 color graphics driver. I am also simulating an Ethernet connection since that's one of the built-in features VirtualBox makes in it. Somewhat easy for us to get connected and use the internet in Windows 95. Yeah, so basically some patches of Windows 95 ship with Internet Explorer 4. I was unlucky and got like an earlier patch of Windows 95, so this one came with Internet Explorer 3. Of course, already we have like a little bit of an error here because like the old Microsoft URL just doesn't exist anymore. Researching this, surprisingly, Google works. Like you can see, it's like copyright 2003. The rendering is pretty broken, and it just looks broken, but it actually does work, and it actually does do its thing. So we could like type in Vtuber DevGod, see what comes up here, and it might take like a little bit to load. Okay, there it is. Again, so this is VirtualBox is like emulating a internet connection, and here we go. So far so good. Google works. And I'm actually able to search for stuff. So I can see my Twitter page, my YouTube channel. I can even go over here and then look at my images. I have like images of thumbnails, images of Sylvester over there, images of... But again, it looks kind of broken and the styling definitely doesn't work. But surprisingly, it is functional. Then there's one big problem. So if we go to here on Twitter real quick. So cannot connect to server. Then we try the YouTube. YouTube, same thing, cannot connect to server. We can even try like Vtuber. But yeah, so basically that is the big problem right here, is if we try to go to a URL that has HTTPS in it, it's going to refuse to connect. And the problem with that is since like pretty much 99% of websites nowadays, for good reason, of course, for good reason, force you to use like HTTPS protocol because it's far more secure. That basically means that most of the websites are going to be inaccessible on Internet Explorer 3. Now, one cool thing, pretty much like the only website that did actually work while I was testing this is my test page. There we go, boom. We actually get the alert box, which honestly really surprised me. I was sitting here thinking that JavaScript wouldn't work, but no, surprisingly, alert boxes do work on Internet Explorer 3. And there we go. And then we can basically see it. So like H1 tags work. E-tags work. So yeah, test page works in Google search engine. Those are pretty much the only 2 things that like somewhat work on Internet Explorer 3.0. Everything else is pretty buggy, but surprisingly those 2 things work. That's like only 2 out of our 6 websites that I wanted to visit today. So then I did like a little bit more research and I found a tool called Retrozilla. So basically what Retrozilla is a fork of Firefox 2.0 that's made to be backwards compatible with like older operating systems. Now, unfortunately, there's like some bugs and I wasn't able to actually get it installed on Windows 95, but at least then I found this web browser called Winternight. Basically, Winternight is a fork of Retrozilla, so it's like same browser, it just like fixes a lot of bugs and actually adds compatibility for Windows 95 versions. So this is basically a modern web browser, based in 2021 it looks like, that can support older operating systems. So let's go ahead and try it. Let's try Google again. But anyway, yeah, so Google works, and also big thing, we now have access to HTTPS websites, so that actually unlocks a lot of the internet for us. We can go ahead and look up Vtuber DevGod. Well, I guess we can go ahead and try them, so we should at least be able to connect to the websites now. And okay, yeah, so Twitter pretty much immediately throws an error. So yeah, as expected, it looks like Twitter just does not work with Winternight Classic. Go ahead and try the YouTube channel page. So it looks like it's doing something. It's still loading. Oh, I can't click anything. I think it actually did crash. But yeah, YouTube doesn't work. Twitter doesn't work. Yeah, we can like try some VTuber. And yeah, it looks like surprisingly my VTuber page works. Yeah, that on the check mark. VTuber actually does somewhat work pretty good. So now we can go ahead and try the DevGod Twitch page. Immediate, just like whole bunch of JavaScript errors because it is like a lower version of JavaScript. Wow, it actually looks really good. But yeah, so the Twitch page like loads somewhat good. Now, is it functional? Probably not, but it actually does load the images and we can't connect to it. What if I was to actually, okay, what if I was to go home and actually try to watch a video? So I'm almost wondering if Twitch will work. Probably not. Watching a video looks like inside of Twitch with Winternight. So first we'll try to connect to the WordPress page. I don't know if it's like finishing up loading. Okay, so it says like it should be done loading, but yeah, nothing shows up in the WordPress page. No JavaScript errors, images, nothing really shows up on the WordPress page. It also looks like the Wikipedia page does somewhat work correctly. Formatting errors with the menu here. There should be like a table of contents kind of to the left of this. Main page shows us the text. We can actually read through it. We can actually search for something. I do see a search button here. But I think we'll go ahead and like search for a page to read. So I did create a page on VTubers. And yeah, like for the most part, it actually works pretty good. We got the page, we got like the discussion panel, VTubers. What else do we have here? Like a paragraph we can split up into the about, even like has our little category VTuber box right here. Yeah, so I'm going to say there's like a couple of things that are missing, but like for the most part, MediaWiki actually is somewhat working with Winternight Classic. Yep, and it looks like pretty much the same thing. So test, I can click OK for that. So alert boxes do work on Winternight Classic. H1 tags are able to work, and looks like our P tags are working pretty good. Now I'm going to show you guys Browservice. For those of you who don't know, Browservice is a server-side application. You can be installed on Windows, Mac, Linux. Once the web browser connects to Browservice, it'll give you a secondary address bar. So google.com. You can go ahead and load it. And then boom, there we go. We pretty much have the modern Google. We can search like Vtuber DevGod. And then there we go. It works exactly like modern Google. So you might be wondering, how does this work? So basically, I send a URL from here to Browservice. And then Browservice is using like a headless version of Chromium to actually render out the website content. And then once that website content is like rendered out as like an image representation, and Browservice is sending it back to my browser, and then it can be rendered as an image. So this whole thing here is technically a image that's just being updated like every couple of seconds or so. And the actual like web rendering that's going on is like on my Ubuntu server on Browservice. And then the Browservice is sending me the image of like what it rendered out, and then I can actually see it on my Windows 95 machine. So we can go ahead and try those websites that we were trying earlier. So we can go ahead and look up Twitter, and pretty much all these websites will work. It might be like a little bit slower and the colors are going to be off, since technically I am on 256 colors on Windows 95. But here I can see like my latest tweets. Now we can see that I can actually load up my YouTube channel and find a video. So this is like a cool one that I did recently on like all live AI generated art. And yeah, so this is like pretty much a video playing. Again, no sound on the actual Windows 95 machine, but there is like a tiny bit on my Ubuntu server PNG quality. But you can use this setting right here to adjust the quality of like the web page. So if there's a web page that's kind of like being really laggy and you want to like lower the quality to like have a higher frame rate, then you can go ahead and lower the quality. So it's going to be a little bit more pixely, but now I can see that the video is actually almost playing at like full frame rate. So yeah, really pixely and like really like 256 color. But YouTube does work. We can like visit the YouTube channel and we can watch videos and stuff. I can even see my channel trailer, yeah, so we can say that YouTube does work on Browservice. And yeah, so here we go. So here's our link. So let's see if it actually loads. So it looks like that's my banner image. Okay, and it looks like browser playback is not supported in this browser. Interesting. So I'm not entirely sure if Browservice supports Twitch. I do see my thumbnail, so let's see if we can go to a video. It loads like pretty much everything except for video playback, it looks like. It did load my channel. It redirects to my personal WordPress page, and I guess that's the running theme here. Page looks pretty accurate. Colors are like really pixely. My quality is like really low. But yeah, like we can read through this. So there's me. There's my like little image. You can say like see my little FAQ section. And yeah, so I mean that pretty much works. Blog posts work. So it looks like my WordPress is working okay. Let's go ahead and check out the wiki. And okay, so here it is. So we can see like wiki page. Main difference is that the formatting is actually correct. Pretty much like the styling is there. Before it was just like the text. Now that we're using Browservice, it looks like the styling is actually working correctly. Thank you guys for watching. So it turns out that most of the websites work with Browservice. Twitch is the only one, unfortunately, that I just could not get to work on Windows 95. So before I end the video, I'd just like to share some of the tools that I used in the making of this video. We have Crescent Vine, also known as Winternight web browser. So this is the web browser that I am currently using right now on top of Browservice. This is basically a fork of Retrozilla, but it has Windows 95 compatibility restored. The Browservice. So this is basically the server-side solution that I'm using to like render modern website content to my Windows 95 virtual machine. So yeah, Internet Explorer Explorer 4 or above works with Browservice. And then the problem is on my Windows 95, I actually got Internet Explorer 3, and I was too lazy to try to like find out how to actually download Internet Explorer for it. So yeah, I just went with Winternight Classic since I had like good JavaScript support, so that's how I'm able to use Browservice. And of course, last but not least, we do have Oracle VirtualBox, which is basically the VM that I am using to run Windows 95. This is what made the challenge here possible. And of course, thank you guys for watching this amazing video. Type in the comments on what operating system you would love to watch me browse the internet on next. And as always, see you guys next time. Peace.
On your mark, get set. We're riding on the internet, cyberspace set free. Hello, virtual reality.
Interactive appetite, searching for a website, a window to the world, got to get online.
Take a spin, now you're in with the techno set. You're going surfing on the internet.